There's greats, and then there's legends, man. And basketball is a varied game, and it's very varied. You got Magic Johnson and Larry Bird in the 80s. You got LeBron in the 2000s and more. But there was one person that stood out through that whole decade. Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Now you might even tell me, who's Michael Jeffrey Jordan? Oh wait, you gotta know, it's Michael Jordan. Bulls legend, 6-time champ, 14, 15-time All-Star, man, he did it all. But do you know the insight of what drove him to become arguably the greatest player of all time? Well, you're about to see it now. This is Jordan, the arguable GOAT. Now, we're gonna go through 3 generations of Michael Jordan. We got young Jordan, North Carolina Jordan, a man that was just trying to set his feet in the world and become one of the best basketball players in college before he knew what it was gonna take. Michael Jordan was born on February 17, 1967 in Brooklyn, New York. He was raised in Wilmington, North Carolina, where he got his start loving sports at a young age in baseball and basketball. At a young age, his dad told him, I want you to play baseball. And if you do make it, I want you to go to baseball pros. But for some reason, basketball called him. It had a calling. And he was ready for whatever came of it. Jordan got cut by his basketball team in high school when he was just a sophomore. His coach let him get on the junior varsity team where he honed his skills and was able to become one of the best basketball players in the country. When he got to North Carolina, he became one of the best basketball players in the country just in college, going to the national championship in 1982 as a freshman and winning it. Jordan left college in junior year. Jordan declared his draft in 1984, where he was drafted by the Chicago Bulls as the 3rd pick, immediately making an impact. When he finally found out he was his heiress, and he earned the nickname Air Jordan. After 7 years of missing the playoffs, Jordan was getting very tired. But in 1987, Scottie Pippen, his best teammate of all time, joined him. And they went on to finally get to the finals in 1991. They played Magic Johnson and the Lakers, his idol. And when he did, he won his championship, his first NBA championship. And not only did he win his first NBA championship, he won the next 2, earning his first three-peat. Oh yeah, I said first. He did this again, man. He did this again. In those first 2 championships, he was able to be the finals MVP again and never get into a Game 7. But in 1993, tragedy struck. His dad, Jeffrey Jordan, was killed in his car while he was sleeping on the highway. This took Jordan back a long way back and had to take his time away from the game. Jordan took a very rash decision, but he took his advice from his father to go play baseball. So he did a quick stint with the Chicago White Sox and even made it to the MLB after being in the AAA of the Chicago White Sox. So, after Michael Jordan retired in 1998, he decided to go back to the game in 2001 and sign a deal with the Wizards, becoming a player coach. He wasn't the same MJ, he couldn't dunk the same, but he was still making points, averaging 20-something points in his last 2 seasons of his NBA career. His last season, he realized the father clock was not giving him any time, and he finally retired for his 3rd and final retirement in 2003, becoming the 3rd leading scorer in NBA history. Michael Jordan was arguably one of the greatest basketball players ever. So, and he got that final offer. He got that final proclamation when he was inducted in the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame in 2009. In 2009, he had his very favorite player in North Carolina named David Thompson induct him. David Thompson was shocked, but he realized that pretty much without him, Jordan would not be Jordan. Michael Jordan had a famed career that lasted 15 seasons. As you can see, this was Michael Jordan's accomplishments. In his NBA career, he was a 6-time NBA champion, going 6-0 in the finals, a 5-time MVP, a 6-time finals MVP, a 14-time All-Star, a 10-time scoring leader, and a 10-time All-NBA team, first team, second team, and third team combined. As you can say, that's a Hall of Fame career, and Jordan did it his way. After Michael Jordan retired and got in the Hall of Fame, he realized he could impact the game even more. In the 2010s, he became the chairperson of the Charlotte Hornets. And having his best pick and also being a really good picker of Kemba Walker, who became their franchise player. Michael Jordan still stands as the fourth, fifth best leading scorer in the NBA of all time, just being behind his protege, the late, great Kobe Bryant, and LeBron James, of course. Think all you want. You can think whoever's the GOAT. But one thing's for certain, you can't stand resumes. You can't try to change the past because it already happened. And he did all of that. What would you decide? Jordan knew it was time to reclaim his throne. In 1996, after just the loss of his father on Father's Day, Jordan reclaimed his title and won a championship in 1996 against the Seattle Supersonics, breaking down into the locker room. It was one of the most heartfelt championships of his career and boasted him to win 2 more rings after that, 1997-98 against the Utah Jazz, where he hit his last final shot in the 1998 against Chicago Bulls, winning his last and 6th NBA championship. Jordan was the GOAT, and he did what he had to do to win those.